should have ability to read and write. And actually, literacy is familiar here in Indonesia. We start the literacy. We start to read and write since we were in the kindergarten, and it is fundamental because with the ability of reading and writing, we can achieve competence in every educational subject. Means that if we want to understand, the subject, let's say physics, math, and natural sciences, yeah, Pancasila, yeah. Of course, we have to be able to read. We have to be competent in reading and writing. And it's the only way. And it is the only way to get knowledge, to get information about anything, especially school. Yeah, in relation with subjects, in relation with teaching and learning activities, which are always related with the activity of reading and writing. So it is very important. Yeah, no aspects of life is done without literacy and writing activities from childhood until today, until we grow, until we die. Yeah, we stop reading and writing when we die. And reading for self-actualization or self-actualization to reach self-actualization through reading activities. Yeah, here I have browsed some benefits of reading for our health. Besides collecting and storing knowledge and information inside the brain, it means that we are enriching our knowledge. We are enriching our brain with, of course, information, with useful information and knowledge. Reading also gives benefits or bring benefits to our health, expanding brain health. So by reading, yeah, we can reach or we can be healthy, especially health in the brain, because we active, yeah, we are active in using our brain by reading, and we also sharpen our brain by reading, and also creates relaxation, especially if you read something that is beautiful like novel or poems, yeah, drama or something, or just watching movies that are what is it, relaxing. Yeah, it leads us to what is it, to some to a pleasures, yeah, pleasure, no stress, no pressure, no burden, no psychological what's it, pressure, yeah, and it makes us happier, and thus at the end we can increase our life expectancy. We can live longer by reading. And self-actualization here, yeah, can be achieved only after we fulfill the four other human needs. So if you remember that the physiological needs like the needs for foods, oxygen, water, and so on. Second, after we reach the first and then we go to the next, yeah, the second types of needs, uh, needs for houses, needs for shelter, needs for love and belonging, to have social interaction, the needs for esteem, and so on. So after we have obtained or we have fulfilled the four human needs, then we can reach the self-actualization. So there is a requirement. Yeah, there is a requirement of achieving the self-actualization. Nobody can achieve self-actualization without fulfilling the four human needs. Yeah, that is a self-actualization requirement. Writing also promote or support the self-actualization. It's a means of self-actualization, self-actualizing. So by writing, we can let other people know what is inside our brain. We can share ideas. We can share ideas. We can spread information, especially important information for others. And of course, reading and writing here walk hand in hand. Yeah, they work together. They work together to for self-actualization with something, with the knowledge, with the information we have in our brain through reading. Now it's about time for us to let other people know what our ideas, yeah, our ideas are. We have to tell them our ideas through writing, and you can share your ideas by writing essays, yeah, or maybe just posting on your social media. Yeah. Okay. And why literature? Uh, Literacy is a broad term. It is an umbrella word for the ability to read and write. And we can choose any text, yeah, any written text, newspapers, magazines, short stories, or other forms of literature with different genres. Yeah. But why literature? Yeah, because this one, dulce utile, Latin words. Dulce means the beauty, and utile means useful. So this is, oh sorry, this is one of the reasons, yeah, why we choose literature, because it is relaxing. It is something that can give us a chance to have a relaxation, to lose us from our burdens in life. Yeah, by reading literature, we expect to have happiness because we can find many beautiful elements there. The use of words, yeah, the use of figurative language, the beautiful words inside, and also the most important thing, the moral values that we can have by reading literature or literary works. And besides, utility, yeah, or usefulness, not only giving us benefits in terms of happiness, uh, also give us important knowledge. You can get knowledge about politics, economy, psychology, biology, even biology, anything, any aspects of life. Yeah? Literary works contains any aspects of life. So that's why we used to call it what is it? A portrayal, yeah, a portrayal of human lives, a description of human life. It's a mirror, yeah, mirror of human life, because we find anything that happens in our lives, in human lives, in literary works. That is why we choose literature as the means or the tools to reach self-actualization because of those positive benefits. Yeah. Okay, and today we have Animal Farm. Yeah? Animal Farm, written by George Orwell in around 1944 or 1945. Yeah. Even though it became popular later, yeah, later after 1945. And I'm gonna show you that between Animal Farm and political revolution and literacy has a they have a strong correlation. They have a strong correlation, and I think it will be interesting to discuss. Okay. First, we have political revolutions here in the world. In 1986, yeah, if you read articles, yeah, I'm sure that you will get you will get information about what happened in Philippines, yeah, during a Ferdinand Marcos regime. Yeah. People agree that he is a dictator, yeah, in Philippines. So people there, yeah, being unfairly treated by Marcos regime, and of course that they revolt, yeah, they struggle for having their independence, their freedom. So they protest. They did demonstrations in streets of Philippines in around 1986. That's one of the examples of political revolutions in Philippines. And in 1989, yeah, in Germany, so long before we have Germany now as a one country, yeah. Before that, they were separated into two countries, yeah, East German and West German, separated by the Berlin Wall. And in 1989, yeah, people there was it did revolution, and they broke the Berlin Wall. They destroyed the Berlin Wall, and then unite the two German countries into one. And that's what we have today. Yeah, German in as one country because of the revolution, because of the political revolutions happened there. In 1989, also happened in Tiananmen Square in China, People's Republic of China. So the protests and the demonstration done by the students, the intellectuals, labor activists, yeah, the protest of the use or the abuse of the Communist Party by the leaders of the China at the time that is was ended in a massacre. Yeah. So the demonstrants and the protests, they were killed. Yeah, they were killed by the army, the China army, and it also happened in Indonesia. So it seems that 1989, yeah, let's say it was a year in which many political revolutions happened in the world, also in Indonesia. If you browse the internet, what happened in let's say in three big cities in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, yeah, in Yogyakarta, and also in Medan, there were riots. Yeah, there were riots. There were lootings. Yeah, people, what's it? People were on the streets. Yeah, people were on streets to destroy anything, to rape Chinese women and kill them. Yeah, it's kind of political revolutions. Yeah, at the time, Suharto's regime was very powerful. Yeah, was very powerful, and the people the people were not satisfied with the policy, with the economy, social economic conditions, and that is why we uh, we did political revolutions. So revolution is normal, especially if we find something that is not fair, yeah, unfair treatment. Yeah. So where we find unfair treatment or abuse or injustice, yeah, that is done by the what is it by a certain party, yeah, a certain party or the government, mostly the government, and political revolutions most likely happen. And in animal form, yeah, we can find also what is it the political revolution, especially that happened in the Soviet Union. Yeah. Well, actually, animal form is not a fable. Yeah, it's not a fable. It's not a kind of ordinary animal story. It is not as simple as fable. It has a more a, a problematic issues. Yeah, that only understood by adults, not children. So of course, it is not recommended to read animal form, yeah, to children, especially in the kindergarten. They will not understand, and there are some things, something bad that are not appropriate, yeah, for them, for children. Yeah, uh, violence, liquors. Yeah, you know the pigs there, always with liquors. They get drunk almost every day, and violence, killing. We find killing, we find massacre, yeah, during the revolution. You know, we have two conflicts, or many conflicts actually, but basically we can divide two, yeah, into two kinds of conflicts: humans versus animals, and among animals themselves. And of course, that we talk about conflict um, in animal form, we can find something that are not appropriate, something that is not appropriate, yeah? Violence, killing, and so on. Okay, in animal form here, we can find many human problems, characteristics, behaviors, yeah, greediness, and some animals show love, yeah. But this is not what is it? A good, beautiful life, yeah. Not about a good and beautiful life. Yeah. So we're talking about the bad characteristics of humans, yeah, through animal characters like greediness, yeah, the greediness for power, for dominance, yeah, for control, yeah, something that is dealing with the human desires to control others, yeah, to be on top of others. And George Orwell here is smartly using symbols, yeah, presenting the moral lessons. We can have so many moral lessons here, yeah, by reading animal form. Yes, you see here, we have the windmill here is symbolization of power, yeah, the power of the animal. and then becomes the power of the pigs as the ruling class. Yeah. Okay, here I'm going to show you the political revolution in animal form. Yeah. Mostly, this book is was written to be against totalitarianism. So at the time, during 1945, yeah, the World War II, and before that, yeah, the communists, fascists, and capitalists are everywhere, or around the world. So we have Stalin. Yeah, we have Stalin regime in the Soviet Union. We have the fascist leader in Germany. I'm sure that you are familiar with Adolf Hitler, yeah, with the unit mustache. Yeah. And in Spain, we have Franco. And also, animal farm here is was expected to critique, yeah, to critique or to criticize capitalism in England and in America, especially the United States and also the Soviet Union. And at the time, we have what we call the industrial revolution. Yeah? Industrial revolution, it means that there is a change. Yeah? There is a change in industrial aspects. Yeah? The use of machines, substituting the use of human labors. So many machines are imported or are made or are manufactured uh, to substitute the humans. And of course, that industrial revolution here uh, emerge or, yeah, gives a trigger to the emergence of capitalists, the people who lands, lands, who have capital like machines and money, of course. They build factories, they build farms, big farms, and employ the working class, the laborers. So this is something that George Orwell didn't like. And of course, that if we read it thoroughly, we can find that Animal Farm here is parallel with the Russian Revolution. It shows there's a development in the history of Russian communism, especially during Joseph Stalin's regime. And several of the animal characters are based on real participants in the Russian Revolution. You know that we have Napoleon. Yeah. Napoleon is used by George Orwell to represent the leader of the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin, the dictator. Yeah. And we also have the other major characters in animal form. The snowball. Snowball here representing Leon Trotsky. Yeah, the counterpart, or I say the counter characters of Stalin. So Stalin here at the time in the Soviet Union has power in the government, and Leon Trotsky here was trying to, what is it, to struggle against the government. So let's say Leon Trotsky put himself as the opposition or as the opposite party to Stalin regime. And of course, in animal form, we can see that what is it? The animal who has power is the pigs. It's the pigs led by Napoleon. And Snowball here was there to tried to do a revolution, yeah, because of the unfair treatment, the abuse, what is it, mistreatment, injustice, yeah, to the other animals. So Leon Trotsky here was the leader of all activities that are expected or that are implemented to what's it, to destroy totalitarianism, and also to the manipulation done by the pigs. Okay, so let me check first. Okay, and then give it. Okay, besides political revolution, we can also have the class structure. Class structure. The class structure is the stratification, yeah, a stratification of people in the society. So in short, or to make it simple, we can divide this society into three, yeah, into three groups: the ruling class, or let's say, I'm sure that we are familiar with the term bourgeois, yeah, people who have lands, machines, money, yeah, to open factories, and we also have the middle class. I say middle class here are represented by people who works as, let's say, an architects, yeah, or as an accountant, as teachers, as doctors. Those belong to the middle class. Yeah. And lower class, yeah, we have the lower class here. We can call it the proletariat or the working class. And of course, uh, we cannot uh, we cannot avoid the class structure, yeah, because it is something that is what is it, yeah, normal, yeah, normal because of the desires. Yeah, we are all born with desires to be different with people. We are trying to be different. If we have power, we should be on top. If we don't have power, then we cannot expect to be on top of others. We have to stay down. We have to stay low. Yeah, that's a class structure. And it is also depicted or described in animal form. Yeah, there are three societies there. Yeah? Three societies there. The first is the humans. Yeah? The humans who have a manner form. The humans. And the second, we have animals, a group of animals which it should be divided into two. Yeah? The upper class represented by the pigs and also the dogs, yeah? The ruling class. Yeah? And we also have the lower class, the working class, the other animals who have no power, who are illiterate, who cannot, who don't have any abilities. That's the lower class. And here we found that literacy also appears in animal form. So I told you before that animal form is not only a matter of politics. It's not only about the social structure or class structure, but it will also give us an idea, yeah, an important idea is that we can an idea that supports the self-actualization, literacy. The commandments, 7 commandments. Yes, you can read there. I have listed 7 points here. Those that have been conceptualized by the animals and are agreed by all animals to follow. And it is important, yeah. They think that understanding the 7 commandments, yeah, in animal form is important. They write the 7 commandments, yeah, in big letters so that all